Want to enjoy an overnight stay at Baltimore's Inner Harbor and receive 2 tickets to an Orioles game? For your chance, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery and enter your non-winning tickets online by June 5th at 9 a.m. at mdlottery.com/strikeitrich. And welcome back to Inside PressBox. John Eisenberg will be with me in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at our photo of the week. And the photo of the week is brought to you by Yuengling Lager, true American classic. Taste the quality of the 180 years of family-owned and operated tradition brews into every single bottle. And our Mitch Stringer snapped this picture of the Preakness winner. I'll have another. And as he made his winning move around Bodemeister. You can see our Preakness photo gallery and read more about I'll have another's quest for the Triple Crown right now at PressBoxOnline.com. And I am back now with John Eisenberg of CSN Baltimore. And John, that was one of the most stirring finishes, just a brilliantly run race by both parties there.
It was. I'm trying to think. I know I've been on hand for the Preaknesses since the mid-'80s. And Easy Goer and Sunday Silence, that was a really good one. 1989, I think it was, yeah. And then the Captain Bodgett Silver Charm, that one I remember, 1997. Great horse races. This is right there with it. I mean, this is just, you can't ask for anything more than a stirring stretch run. The
one I always remember was Arts and Letters and Majestic Prince, who also won the first 2 legs. This is back in the 60s, I believe. But that wasn't as stirring a finish as this was. I mean, they went the whole way down the track. This was stirring because he beat him at the last jump to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic horse racing, wasn't it? It's like, all right, can he get there? Can he get there? Here he comes, you know. It's like the classic call, and just a beautiful job of riding by that jockey. I tell you, the jockey of I'll Have Another, it has such a connection with that horse, knows just when to push the buttons. It's beautiful horse racing, really. You know what's sad, though, on a beautiful day like that? Everything they did this year turned right, and you wonder why it's just this one day a year, and maybe you know, on the Maryland Million Day, but why racing has lost touch with its patrons. Stan, we would need about 5 shows to go over that. It's something, going back to my years when I was at the Sun, I wrote about a lot, really shouted myself hoarse. I feel like there's a lot of problems that are there. You know, there's a lot of industry infighting. I think, personally, I think they have a problem with, I mean, they could stand a new facility. That's just my opinion. It would be a lot of fun. Well, that's locally, but but collectively, I think they need somebody that would be like David Stern, somebody that could bring everybody together. But we'll save that for another day. Yeah. But does this horse have a decent chance at the Triple Crown? Absolutely. This is watching the way he runs coming from behind. He's made for a mile and a half. He'll get a good crack at it. All right. Let's move on to the Ravens, which is your main central beat for CSNBaltimore.com. What do you make of what's going on now with Ed Reed all of a sudden? Is Ed just looking for attention? Is Ed damaged already to the point that it affects the way he thinks? No, I don't believe that at all. I think that Ed is, he's got a stream of consciousness way of speaking. He always has. It gets him in trouble. It's why remember when he ripped Joe Flacco leading up to the AFC title game? I mean, the Ravens were like, what are you doing? But I mean, that was just Ed being Ed. He just talks what's there. There's no filter. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. I think when he made his comments about not being 100% committed to the year, I think what he was saying was, boy, I'm looking at an off season here. I have to do a lot of rehab work because I'm hurt. And it's looking like I can't believe I got to gut it up and do this again. There are days when you just go, when you're towards the end of your career, where you just go, whew, boy, it seems like a lot. There's no doubt that he'll be in uniform and ready to go with first day of training camp, I might add. He'll be there. To me, it's a non-issue. Is he the first player, though, that's ever made the concussion and damage after a career kind of an issue in his contract negotiations? Isn't he sort of using that as leverage, saying, hey, look at what I have to go through. I should be respected more? I think he feels he should be respected, period. That may be, that's a portion of it. Yeah. I think he feels that he's a Hall of Fame player. He's one of the best 4 or 5 Ravens ever, 2 or 3 Ravens ever maybe, and he wants to be compensated for that. And of course, the Ravens would tell you he has been compensated for that. He signed a huge contract in 2006, so we'll see where that goes. I mean, that's a story for after this year, and we'll see where that goes. But you know, it's a sensitive subject around the castle.
All right, we've got less than a minute. Time flies when you're having a good time. Give me 3 or 4 names to look for as people that haven't played a major role that can start to.
They can start to. All right, I'd go right off the bat with the number 2 pick this year, Kelechi Osemele, the 60th pick in the draft this year. I think he's going to end up at left guard. Big, strong guy. Bryant McKinney, I spoke to, said, looks pretty.
He's Iowa State, right?
Iowa State.
Yep.
Bryant McKinney said, looks pretty good.
Yep.
And Bryant's been around. You know, guys coming out of nowhere. I'm kind of curious to see Michael McAdoo is a guy that they just hid on injured reserve last year. Big, rangy-looking, good-looking athlete. He's on the field. I'd say that would be one. And, you know, one more. How about Jimmy Smith? You know, I think he may start and never look back.
All right. Sergio Kindle?
Sergio Kindle for sure. Yeah, I think he'll be on the team.
All right. John Eisenberg, always a pleasure. Some of the best football writing in town. Right there with Joe Platania, but better known. We thank him for stopping in. Next up, we're going to tell you how Shootout for Soldiers is helping our wounded warriors, so don't go away. Inside PressBox is presented by Freedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to Freedmont.com now for all of your mortgage needs.